What if there was a technology that you could use only 10 to 20 minutes per day that would improve every aspect of your health?
I would say that's
Would you use it?
a phenom right there. That's a phenomenal move.
That's what we call
That's
a
something.
panacea.
Yes, that's something. Yeah, you would absolutely adapt. Why not? Right? What is it?
It's called red light therapy,
Otherwise known as RLT,
otherwise known as photobiomodulation.
also known as infrared light. Now, before we get into the actual product, I think we should mention what infrared light actually is, right?
But before that,
What?
your light died.
Oh, it did?
And this is not actually the technology that is
Exactly.
that is good for red light therapy. But anyways,
Yeah, but we wanted to be themed by the color red today,
yes.
as you could tell. Anyway,
But you asked the question, what is red light therapy? So otherwise known as photobiomodulation. It's a technology developed by NASA in the 1980s.
Mhm.
It uses both red and near infrared light wavelengths to create a healing effect upon the body.
Yeah. Okay.
But I'm very excited for this because I've been diving deep into it for the past few weeks. And, interesting fact, actually, the sun has quite a bit of infrared light coming off of it.
Yeah.
Approximately 49.4% of the light to come from the sun is infrared.
Yeah. Which it makes more sense that this product is 100% infrared, which is why being in the sun isn't nearly enough or even the same, because there's a lot more harmful elements within that UV spectrum. But to go back even more to understand infrared light, right, in any science form, so it could be cinema, it could be optics, it could be whatever industry. IR light, what is that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in the UV scale that we see, where we see light, there's a different section where we just don't see it with the naked eye anymore. That is infrared light. Commonly known as infrared camera monitoring. So if you see things like aerial views of fires that are happening, like wildfires, they'll use infrared cameras so they can see where the heat locations are, because we can't see those by eye usually.
Do they also use it to see if an area is cooler than the surrounding area or subjects?
Yeah. So that's depending on the sensor. But
Okay.
either way, the light that is found is just past the visible light spectrum that we actually see. That's basically what it means. So in space, for example, this can reveal extra stars in camera form, right? It allows us to see things more because we're tracing through that light. And it's able to go through dense gases and just like denser things in general.
Mm-hmm.
So this is going to make a lot more sense when we get into this product.
Yeah. And what I find fascinating is that, you hear a lot of people saying that that sunlight is bad for you.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, burning your skin is not good. That's not healthy at all. But one of the benefits of red light therapy is that you're allowed to gain the power of both red and near infrared light without UVA and UVB, which even though they have some health benefits, they can potentially cause skin cancer only through burning.
Yeah.
So you avoid any negative risk associated with that.
That is amazing. I don't know if you guys heard that clearly, but if you didn't, please rewind that and listen back to it, because this might be the ultimate healing power. I mean, I've heard a lot of things about this,
One of the few things that I associated with in terms of like the actual health transformation is prolonged fasting.
Yeah.
Like it tackles everything.
Yeah.
Bro.
So for anyone to simplify all of this, think of how much energy you would be having if you were using this consistently.
Mm-hmm.
Not only that, it's literally the molecules and I would say your cells are just healthy.
Yeah.
They become healthier over time, which is why you see things like a very celebrity blemish on the face, really clear skin, looking younger, having more energy to do things like, sexual intercourse, going out on massive dates that you never thought imaginable. Like you're doing crazy things for the most part. Like that's the real side of it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's due to the consistent use of red light therapy. Now,
Yeah.
How do they come? Like how are the products usually? I know you could buy like decks of them. You could buy like a full body board. You know?
There are a lot of companies out there that offer red light therapy products. Now, I think most of them are probably BS because you have to have a very specific technology in the panel to be able to produce these light wavelengths. But they have all sorts of different ones. They have large, like full body panels. They have handheld ones, or they just have ones that are like size of it, like your laptop.
Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah. So during this episode, we'll probably go down through like the best times to use it, or even like just the best body parts to use them.
Yeah, we'll do all the
for
details
maximum
later
efficiency. But for now, there are multiple methods to getting IR therapy, and it's through the most common in the past couple of years has been through saunas.
Yeah, infrared saunas.
Yeah, infrared saunas. So the way that works, we've mentioned it before. Your core heats up before your actual external shell, which means you are sweating a lot more, and that's the reason why the temperature sits at more like a high of 135 rather than a high of 165 for a regular sauna.
Yeah. Technically cooks you from the inside out.
Exactly. So,
and that actually ties into how it works. So let's dive a little bit into like the actual mechanisms behind how red light therapy works for the human body. So these specific wavelengths, light wavelengths, red and near infrared, they penetrate the skin pretty deeply. I mean, I think near infrared has the ability to penetrate to bone, while red has the ability to penetrate like just beyond the skin. But what it essentially does is that it gives damaged cells the energy necessary to heal themselves with the help of these light wavelengths, okay? And if we want to dive into the science even deeper, the red light spectrum penetrates the skin, which activates an enzyme known as cytochrome, CCO for short. And it also activates the mitochondria of the cell, which is where you actually produce energy, ATP more specifically, to then go on and feel these effects.
And if you don't know what mitochondria is, it is the powerhouse of the cell.
Bingo. I mean, that just goes back to like high school or middle school, bro.
That's the joke.
So yeah, outside of the mitochondria, basically it has this effect where nitric oxide goes down, which has an inhibitory effect on some parts of the body, and then oxygen goes up. And as a result, you have more oxygen-rich blood flowing throughout your body, throughout your brain, and then that is what allows optimized cellular function, more energy, better brain power, so forth.
Yeah. You can see it's all about the long-term game. Now, you will see short-term results, obviously, with this. But the long-term gain is where it's at, man. I've seen people just looking youthful, more and more youthful as they grow older. It's crazy to me. And it's just due to RLT, red light therapy.
Basically age in reverse.
Yeah. So people underestimate how crucial light is to their actual health, right? Including gut, skin, brain functions, down to your cells. Okay. So I would say getting your sun is a great place to start like any light therapy, to be completely honest.
It's the first place to start.
Yeah, it's the first place to start. You know this because you've been struggling with like psoriasis. The sun is like your best friend.
Yeah, vitamin D3, especially for people who have skin conditions, autoimmune ones, vitamin D3 is huge. Like usually you have to get a lot more vitamin D3 than most people just because of the condition your body's in. So
yeah, and why do people match it with K2? You were telling me this earlier.
Oh yeah, so vitamin D3, it has a synergistic effect with vitamin K2 because K2 is what shuttles the calcium to the proper places in the body. If you don't have enough vitamin K2 from like whole foods, dairy products, then calcium goes to the wrong places, and that's where heart disease can come in, all sorts of issues, osteoporosis, so forth.
Yeah. So red light therapy takes care of all that. This is insane to me.
Yeah.
And it's a light. You know, the light
it's
we
just
had.
a light.
Yeah, it's just kind of like the light we just had, but there's actual science in it.
Yeah.
And it's not a light that's just like there to be a light. It's there to penetrate your skin, literally.
And I think one bad sign, if you come across a company, is that if it's really cheap, it's probably bullshit.
Really?
Because these things are relatively expensive.
They have to be.
Like the smallest handheld device that I've come across that is actually efficacious is probably $300.
Wow.
Yeah. So it doesn't come
pricey,
cheap.
but if you can't afford it, make more money because this It's worth it, dude.
Make more money.
Yes. Yeah. So how long you've been on it right now? Red light therapy.
Bro, it's probably been like 2 weeks.
And how do you feel? Straight up, like, be honest. Like, I don't know if you have to be too honest, but like,
no, I'm not going to exaggerate the effects whatsoever. In general, I'm healthy. In general, I have high energy levels, but what I've noticed the most from infrared light therapy is higher testosterone, higher sex drive as a result of the higher testosterone, and then actually better mental clarity when I wake up, and then better sleep. So it has this interesting effect on just all physical systems to the point where I've seen amazing improvements. I mean, like literally the second day I've used it, twice a day, I started having dreams about sex.
That's crazy.
And I never have that.
Yeah. So to you, that was very distinct. Where it's like that was a giant stamp of like, oh my God, this is doing something to me.
Like, what the hell is this?
What is happening? Yeah.
What is happening to me?
Oh no, I splurged.
Now you said you've used.
Yeah. So I've done like the sessions at an IR sauna. They're 45-minute sessions. It's about 135 degrees.
Yeah.
You cook. You really, really cook.
You cook.
I've literally sweat from places where I had never sweat before. And it was dripping. You know? That was the part where I'm like, this is absolutely doing something to my body. And that's when I started looking into it. And then I found out that they have like giant body panels, yeah, and whatnot, and like mini ones. But the best thing out of IR therapy that I can take was the fact that every day was the same amount of stress. No matter what the stress was, it felt like the levels inside your body didn't really elevate to extreme anymore.
So you're just like even keel?
Yeah, even
more resilient?
Yeah, like we're sitting at a nice median range of high, but it's more like translated into energy rather than stress. You know what I mean? So it's easier to go about things. And that's what guarantees your sleep, like your end and start point for the day, which is your sleep and waking up. Definitely a lot more clear in the head, better ideas, better mood.
The mood's a big one for people.
The mood is a giant one because you sometimes would just live a day where it's just, you're absolutely angry. And there's another day where you're absolutely depressed. And then there's another day where you're absolutely like so good. Like you were like, why was I even feeling like that 2 days ago?
Yeah.
And red light therapy really just balances everything out, and it makes it like this constant, consistent thing, especially if you're supplementing with other things that are helping your mind, body, and soul,
Yeah. And the beautiful thing is that it's not dangerous. Like, it's
wise to do so. You need to be doing this because here's the thing, okay? I don't believe that this is new. This is new for us to consume, sure.
Yeah.
To buy and purchase, put in your household. But these are therapy methods that celebrities have been doing forever.
The technology was invented in like the 1930s. I wrote a thread about this on Twitter.
Yeah. So it has been around, but it was not available to consumers.
No, not in this way, especially.
Yeah.
But let's also get into why it's important to the audience.
100%.
I think people need to understand why this thing is so powerful. I'm a firm believer that this is one of those things that offers you the 80-20 of health. Now, what I mean by that is the Pareto principle, which states that 80% of the results come from 20% of the effort. I'm a firm believer that red light therapy is that 20% of the effort that gets you 80% of the health results here. It's that powerful. Also, I think there's 3 specific reasons why it would be wise to start doing this. Number 1, you can't always be outside due to obligations and life circumstances. Number 2, the seasons change. So this is extremely effective for people who struggle with seasonal depressive disorder, especially people like places where it's more cloudy. You don't get as much sunshine. And then number 3 is that with only 10 to 20 minutes of red light therapy a day, you get the same benefit as you would if you went out and got 4 to 6 hours of sunlight, just in terms of the red light wavelengths.
Wow. That puts it into perspective right there for you. So if you guys don't mind holding a little block of a light, on yourself, 10, 15, 20 minutes a day, twice a day. It even feels good.
Oh, it's so warm,
yeah.
dude.
So that's another thing, a part of the experience is that you can feel it on your skin.
Yeah.
Nice little warmth. It feels like a little.
It's like you're being hugged by the sun.
It's like testosterone it's raining testosterone. And my pores are open, you know?
Yeah.
That's how it feels.
Yeah.
I'm a giant organ today.
Giant organ today. And then a few other things about light that people need to understand.
Here's a cool one that I picked out from this is as a person that has been prone to getting cold sores my entire life, sometimes they just show up on the outer lip or whatever, and it just gives you hell for like a good couple of weeks.
Yeah.
No way around that. You know, we start looking for home remedies to take care of a cold sore. How do you take care of a cold sore? Well, the only method that's going to work for you, I promise you, is red light therapy.
Have you noticed a benefit from this?
I know someone that has a tool. It's actually a $650 device. It kind of looks like an electronic toothbrush. It's a red light, and you can hold it. It's called infrared light cold sore something. Like
really?
Yeah, cold sore's in the name, and it's therapy for cold sores.
Never heard of that.
Maximum 2 days, and it's gone.
Just completely gone.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I don't know like the practice of it, like how to use it. I don't know if you're supposed to hold it for 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever. But I assume that since it's harmless, do it as long as you want, however many times a day you want. Because
I will say not as long as you want, just because there is a U-shaped curve to it. So you experience benefit, but up to a certain point, if you do it too much, then it seems scientifically, at least, the benefit cuts off.
Yeah.
Like your body does adapt to it, which is why I'm like, at least the first month, do it every day, but then do it like 3 to 4 times a week after that.
So if it makes sense to you logically, do what you can.
Yeah. But going back to the points about light, the right type of light is a nutrient. So this is why I'm a firm believer of intelligent and conscious sun exposure, not being an idiot about it, not trying to burn, because it will boost your health and well-being. And also the wrong type of light is an enemy.
Cancer. Yeah.
Artificial blue light at night disrupts the circadian rhythm. Not a good idea.
That is not good.
So you need to understand the balance of light.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, it's so fascinating to me.
It's an interesting form of therapy because who would think that walking into a room that's red, right? It's just a panel of red LED looking things are actually showering good things that are penetrating your skin. Like literal waves of light penetrating your skin and seemingly fixing all of your problems. Isn't that nice?
It sounds too good to be true.
It does sound too good to be true. And I think that's why it's been hidden for so long.
Yeah.
Is because it is too good to be true. And you know what? It was true this whole time.
Yeah.
To date, there are 500 plus trials and 4,000 lab studies and over 40,000 published scientific articles. If you think this is a mistake,
and
think twice.
The funny part is that we haven't even scratched the surface of the scientific evidence, bro.
Yeah.
We haven't even started. This is just based off of like a few decades of research.
This is like the summary of the episode type of thing, you know?
But as a little bit of historical background, actually, I think this was interesting.
Yeah.
In 1967, Andrei Mester, a Hungarian physician, noticed that applying laser light to the backs of shaven mice could induce shaved hair to grow back more quickly than in unshaved mice. So that's what paved the way for red light therapy. So there is also a potential for people who have lost hair to either stop hair loss or even maintain hair growth.
Looks like Turkish Airlines is going out of business.
Bing! Welcome to Turkish
Airlines.
Where we offer red light therapy.
Red light therapy. Can you imagine? Just bing!
Just in the plane.
Oh my God. People are dying from skin cancer.
We can skip all of this. Let's see. So do you have anything else before we get into like the specific benefits?
I would like to say this, that if you have if you want to feel like immediate results from this and you kind of get like, dip your toe in the water, find a IR sauna. They do a phenomenal job at giving you like, I don't know about the comfort part, but the therapy part. Yeah. You'll start seeing changes within your attitude first, I believe. So if that's something you look forward to, I would highly suggest you look into red light therapy.
Yeah. So the benefits.
Lots of benefits. We love it.
We're not going to dive too deep into the benefits, but here are 11 of them. As per the title mentions, this is why we believe red light therapy is extremely powerful. So, number one, better skin. We mentioned that this is actually a beautifying tool that a lot of men and women rely on, and they've done that for decades. So you see an improvement in like skin elasticity, younger looking skin, which is why I mentioned aging in reverse.
Yeah. Can I mention this real quick?
Please.
During that time, I can even probably bring up pictures if I need to, but my hairline, my beard, everything else was my eyebrows, dude. I kid you not, changed for a good 4 to 5 months.
In what way?
During that therapy time. In the way that it was coarse, full, and dense. The color was like back to its shiny amount of like good lookingness. You know, I don't have that bad of hair, so something's wrong when my hair is off. That's kind of like a measuring tool that I've used personally.
Okay.
In my life.
Yeah.
Second thing is less wrinkles, smaller pores, even balanced color face. It just looks like people would ask me straight up, please, I can show, literally, I could probably put up screenshots.
What are you doing?
From Instagram. Please, can you make a facial skincare routine video? And I'm like, you guys would laugh.
Bro, I just drink water and stand in front of a light.
It's called,
you want?
Oh, you want to know what soap I use? You know?
Dr. Squatch.
Dr. Pepper.
Number two, improved wound healing. Now, I do have to mention, don't put an open wound up to red light. It's not.
Yeah. Red light and red blood just don't match.
It's just not, that's not the purpose of it. But if you have like a cut that's kind of healing, almost there, maybe like scars from like surgery back in the day, fantastic for that.
Gets rid of them, makes them smaller.
Yep.
Yeah.
You don't have to rely on any creams.
Dude.
No expensive products. Yeah. One time you shell out $500 and you're good.
Exactly. But like, here's the thing. Like, creams still work, obviously. You know.
Sure.
Don't shy away from it. That's the only thing that you can afford or whatever. But red light therapy, I think, is worth the investment. That's what the main point of this is, because they are expensive. But yeah. But like, so even sleep. Sleep is a huge, giant one. Like we said, the start and end point of your day are phenomenal. You're excited to get up, you go to sleep wonderfully.
Every single person I've recommended RLT to, the morning after, they were like, yo, I got amazing sleep. The second day after, they're like, yo, I still got amazing sleep. And the reason why is because of how red light actually influences melatonin. So it actually raises your natural levels of melatonin before bed. And that's largely responsible for why people feel so rested.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
And I don't use that lightly. I literally mean that's amazing. Because that's the closest we've gotten to Wolverine, where you can just, you know, resummon, no, I'm kidding, recover overnight.
Wolverine recovery tactics. And then next up, aligning the circadian rhythm, which also ties into the sleep, just helps to maintain a standard, even biological clock that isn't all over the place, which a lot of people experience. So,
an interesting one that I remember is it felt like my body held water differently. I don't know if that's a thing.
Really?
Yep.
Wait, describe this more, because I think I have something to back this up.
Listen to this. I told you earlier, I'm not that much of a sweater, and I know the areas I sweat from, right? After red light therapy, I started realizing that any amount of heat that I would feel outside would instantly just make all my pores just instantly wet. It's as if I have declogged. It's literally as if some of my follicles were clogged and I would only sweat from certain areas, but now I'm sweating profusely from. It feels like it's just more natural. I'm more like I'm super clean from the inside out. Does that make sense?
Okay, so I'm not sure if this does actually relate, but I know that infrared light and red light from the sun has an impact upon water, because it structures water in a certain way. So the idea, I think, is that intracellularly, like within the cell and around the cell, this specific type of light hydrates the cells more effectively. And because of that, you see certain impacts within different areas of your health, especially like being more hydrated.
Interesting.
Like just there's a difference between just drinking water and being hydrated and then having all of your cells optimally hydrated.
Yeah.
There is a big difference.
You listen to this. You feel like you are 100% alive from every area when you're on red light therapy for a consistent while. I did it for about almost 3 months. So 2 months and so.
Yeah.
And it was amazing. It was amazing because the chill effect it had on your life was just irreplaceable. The best way I can explain that, like feeling wise, how it was exactly this. A long day at the beach where you had an umbrella, so you saw some sun in and out, and you didn't burn, but you had a glorious chill day, and you go home and you feel like you're just high off the sea.
And you feel tired.
Like you can choose when to sleep at any moment, right? But you chose to watch that movie, and then you turn it off and you go to bed and you fall asleep and you sleep 10 and a half hours, bro. Full deep, get up and you're like, wow, that was amazing. I wish I could do that every day, but I have to wait till the beach. Well, not anymore.
Not anymore, no. And that's largely because of these light wavelengths and their impact upon the melatonin and the GABA system, which directly contributes to tiredness. So powerful.
Yeah, we're telling you, super powerful.
Number 5, one of my favorites, I have to say, improved sexual performance. I'm telling you, if there's one thing that you want to do to raise your testosterone and have better sex, red light therapy. Bar none. You just feel hornier. You can quite literally feel the testosterone level raise. Everything feels better. It's just like, not just sexually, but like testosterone for a man is life.
Yeah.
That's how we feel strong.
You know you're high T when you know, like you can literally feel your balls heating up.
Yes, literally, dude. And it might sound weird to people, especially women, but it's true.
Well, the way I say it, the way I said it, the balls, but like, it's just your scrogenal.
Your scrogenal
really feels heavier, denser, just heated.
But that's a great way to describe it. Like you feel a general like warmth in your crotch,
which means your levels are rising.
Yeah,
the dark night rises. But yeah, so great sleep.
Jesus, bro. Number 6, reverse skin aging. We said that already. 7, improved mood. You just go from like a 5.5 to like a 10.5. That's how I feel, at least. You feel the same way?
For the most part.
Number 8, higher energy levels. So
100%. Not even higher energy, bro. Consistent energy levels.
Consistent.
Because that's what you want. If you're high energy all the time, then you're a tweaker. But like, but if you're low energy, then you're a lazy bum. You need that median. You need that consistent energy so that when you need to play ball, you'll catch up.
Yeah.
But when you need to go down and chill out, you can go down. You need that medium always.
Like I said, game changer for anyone who struggles with fatigue consistently. Number 9, relieves pain. This is a big one.
One of my favorite ones. Yeah.
For joint pain, anybody who has joint pain, stomach pain, you can apply it to any area of your body.
Yeah. My personal experience, since I've had a right joint pain in my hip, joints really feel the hottest points when you're doing red light therapy, especially if you're in a sauna.
Yeah.
You can really feel like the corners of your body just easier to move. I mean, your muscles are just going insane because you're heated up, man.
There's a relaxation effect.
It's like you worked out.
Yeah.
It really is. And going to the beach really reminds you of that, which is why I'm trying to resemble a feeling that everybody has felt for the most part. But yeah, the pain is gone. So if you have neck pain or like kind of like nagging neck pain, it's pretty much anything loosens up. It's gone. Your stress loosens up. I wouldn't say it's gone, but it loosens up. And you're more able to take better approaches to like handling things. That's what you always want, right? Because pain can be mental too.
It can.
And if that's your problem, red light therapy is better than any supplement.
Yeah.
That I know of.
And then 10, approaching the final ones, improves joint health, which also ties into the relieves pain. But a large part of this is because it has an anti-inflammatory effect on your body. So it's lowering chronic inflammation at a rapid rate. It's just powerful.
Yikes.
And then last but not least, one that's especially important for athletes, enhanced muscle recovery. You recover faster from the gym or from any competitive bout after doing red light therapy consistently. Period.
Yeah, and obviously as an athlete, that's a huge advantage.
Yeah. So as you can see, it touches every aspect of human health. So the intro that I gave, that's not an exaggeration.
No, not at all.
10 to 20 minutes a day. Grab yourself one of these. But once you get one, what is the routine like? Are you interested?
I am actually.
So I personally use it twice a day, 10 minutes as soon as I wake up and then 10 minutes right before I go to bed. I suggest that for the first month. It almost has like a loading phase. So you build up your stores and just, improve mitochondria, cellular health, all that. And then once you're finished with that month, I'd say 3 to 4 times a week maintenance.
Okay.
Or if you're dealing with any injury, on the spot, I think that's ideal. But the important thing is that consistency is huge. If you're not consistent with it, you won't see a lot of these benefits.
So consistency seems like it's key to life.
It is
in
it's
general.
key to life, bro.
Yeah.
And then some other noteworthy points. If you have any problem areas, skin issues, bruises, apply it directly to the area. Either right close to it or like 6 to 12 inches away.
Mm-hmm.
You want to make sure that it's direct skin contact. Don't use clothes because these light wavelengths don't actually penetrate clothing. So you won't get the effect if you're wearing clothes.
Yeah.
And then what else? Just make sure that you don't use it for over 20 minutes a day and you should be good.
Yeah.
And it's something you really just have to dive into and just try.
I love that. It's a really easy form of therapy. Like, think about it. It gives you a break, first of all. Second of all, it feels good the moment you're doing it.
Yes.
Feels even better after. And it's healing you. It's literally restructuring you from the inside out, technically, down to your skin. So if it can fix your scars and do all like this general restructuring, that is the ultimate form of therapy because you are the closest to Wolverine that you will be.
And as a special treat, we have a recommendation for people as to where they can get their red lights.
I love it. People love links, right?
Joovv, yes, absolutely. Joovv is the number one, like most known company out there, but they're way too expensive. Like we're talking $7,000 to $8,000 for a full body panel.
Wow.
It's just not feasible at all for most people. So, I know or at least I've been in contact with the owner of another company called Vital Red Light Therapy. His name is Jake Cruz, cool guy. And we actually have a discount code for people to get 15% off of all of their products.
Do you hear that, folks? So if you're actually interested in Sirius, I would recommend highly checking the description box. We're going to leave a link for that.
Yes. And then you can use the discount code ZAIDKDAHAJ, one word, capital ZAIDKDAHHAJ, or you can just click the link that we'll provide in the description.
Yeah. 100%.
It's money, baby.
All right, guys. If you learned a lot today about this, I would highly suggest you tell more about it and share this episode. Go ahead and give us a 5-star review if you found this helpful or if you enjoyed the vibe. On Spotify and Apple Podcasts, we're available on all major streaming platforms. We're also available on YouTube where you're watching this. And yeah. Anyways, I think we will see you next time.